The question that we sent out this morning, which I guess was complicated because we did not receive as many responses as usual, was a person goes over to a very large philanthropist and asks him for a donation. And the philanthropist responds by asking a very difficult question on the Talmud and Jewish law, some difficult question. The person wasn't able to answer it, but nonetheless he received a check for whatever amount. He then leaves, this philanthropist, and sees another person that he knows and says, "Are you going to go collect money from the philanthropist?" He goes, "Yeah, I am." He says, "Well, let me tell you something. He's going to ask you this question. If I were you, research the question. And when you go to him and he asks you the question, you'll respond, and you'll see what happens." And so the person researched the question, spent a lot of time preparing, went to the philanthropist. The philanthropist was like, "Okay, I will help your organization, but I want to ask you a question." And proceeds to ask him the very question that his friend couldn't answer a few days prior. When the person responded with tremendous erudite and with sources and explanation, the philanthropist was blown out of his mind. He couldn't believe it, that he knew the answer on the spot, and they gave him a very nice size check. The question is that considered stealing? Is it considered a violation of Geneva Dat? Did he trick him and making him think that he's much smarter than he really is? And therefore he gave them undeserved money, and we have to explain it to him and perhaps even return the money. When this question was posed, the answer was he does not need to return the money. Here's the reason why. At the end of the day, did the person explain the question? He did. He explained the question. He gave him exactly. He explained it with sources. He did a wonderful job. Now, true, he might not have been able to answer it had he been surprised by the question, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, he responded to the question. There's a case that takes place in the Talmud Yerushalmi where a person who's familiar with one tractate of Talmud, and they honor him as if he knows two tractates of Talmud. He needs to tell them that he doesn't know more than one tractate, and if he wouldn't, it'd be considered Geneva Dat, he'd be deceiving everybody. Why are the two cases different? How come the case of deception, pretending that you know much more than you do, seems to be the common denominator, and in the first case, the Talmud Yerushalmi says it's Geneva Dat. The difference is, at the end of the day, it was very simple. The guy actually knew what he was talking about. The person who's being honored for knowing two tractates didn't know the second tractate. So how could he be honored? He needed to say something. By not saying anything, it means that he does know that tractate, and that's incorrect. Here the case was he knew the materials, familiar with it. Okay, so true, maybe he had advanced knowledge of the question, and he would have known it on the spot. But since at the end of the day he responded, and he's being honored for the knowledge that he has, that he truly has, that's not considered a problem, and therefore be allowed to keep the additional money. It was, I guess, a difficult Wednesday WhatsApp. Stay tuned for next week's question.